Hey friends, happy Wednesday. I've not known what day it is this whole day. So happy Wednesday, happy hump day. We are halfway through the week and we are almost ready for the weekend. Woohoo! Welcome to my live, and if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. My name is Robin and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Couture. Once you hop on tonight's live, or you hop on the live at or the replay at a later date, say hi in the comments. Tell me where you are watching from. Also, I want to let you know real quick that I'm live in 2 locations this evening. So if you hear me refer to a comment that is not in your feed, that person is probably watching on a different platform. And also, at any time during this video you like what you see and you want others to see it, or you just want to help out my little channel, please feel free to spread the craft love all over Facebook and YouTube. Hit that heart button, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, follow, whatever platform you're on, do all the things. That just helps me get in front of new eyeballs, and it helps out my little channel. And as always, tag your crafty friends and invite them to watch along with you. And with that, I'm going to go to my comments. I see that Jason is watching from the other side of the door, and he says he is ready for the weekend. Woohoo! Okie doke. And you'll notice that I have my website right. I can't sit there. So if at any time you have any questions about anything, you can always go to my website. My Etsy store is linked there. My chalk site is linked there. And then if I ever post any events or items to sell, those things are also listed there. So with that, let's go ahead and flip the camera. I'm also going to turn my music down just a skosh. If it gets bothersome, let me know. Okay, so tonight, as promised, we are working with the new Dixie Belle Crackle medium. So last year at or maybe it was the beginning of this year, Couture partnered with Dixie Belle, and they are a paint company. They also sell finishes, stains, and things like that. They partnered with Dixie Belle and started carrying the gilding wax in gold and silver. I have not played with that stuff yet, but in this latest autumn release, they added 6 new products. They added Crackle, they added a sea spray, which is a texture medium, they added a gator hide, which is a sealer, and then they added 3 Voodoo gel stains, one in the color Tobacco Road, one color in Up in Smoke, which is kind of a gray color, and then an Au Naturel color, which I need to play with. So we're going to be using the Crackle medium tonight. So if you were watching the other night, I went ahead and I added some of the Crackle medium to both of these pumpkins. So we'll see what the natural stained looks as a Crackle base. And then I did some pre-planning. So I found 3 surfaces that were all the same. So I have already added the Crackle medium to this one. So we'll add the paint tonight, but I just want you to see, we talked the other night about it kind of beads up a little bit, and you can see it has little pits and stuff in it. That's natural. That's normal. You're not going to get solid coverage. That's what's going to help. That's what's going to help your top paint coat crackle. So this one's going to be ready to paint. This one I'm going to add Crackle to, and then just to kind of show you how it works. And then I thought I would show you how I did either of these versions of paint techniques. This one's thinner strokes, this one's broader strokes. So I just have a little 5x7 surface, and I have linked everything in the description of the video. But if you don't have any of these little square surfaces, you could use one of the inserts that goes with the 5x7 outside the box frame. I'm trying to think what else I linked. I don't even remember, but I tried to link most of the 5x7 surfaces so that you had options. And definitely look in your stash and see if you have options, if you have those surfaces in your stash already. Okay, so I'm using orange peel, Storm, Couture teal, and then this is one of the color of the month. I think it's called Sincerely Yours. It's one of the purples, but you could also use Regal, which is new in the autumn catalog. So let's just uncap these. I'll just undo. And the other night, I focused on one color at a time and made sure that dried before I went on to the next color. So I'm going to get a little bit of distilled water. So I'm just going to put it in. I'm going to spray a little tiny bit in my lid, and then I'm going to get a paintbrush. So I'm going to get my paintbrush a little bit wet. I just want this to spread a little easier. And I'm literally just going to add varying amounts of paint strokes. It's literally all I'm doing. I think that's good for now. Okay, so then we're just going to get that dry. I just want to make sure each of those is dry before I go on. I got this one a little thick, so it's taking a bit to dry. Nope. So let's go on to the next color. And you could, if you wanted to, you could blend yours a little bit. I didn't want mine to blend. So if you wanted them to blend, you could keep them slightly damp. And then your colors would blend together. That wasn't the look I was going for. And you could overlap them a little bit if you wanted to. Those are there. So let's get those dry. On to our next color, we'll do Sincerely Yours. If you've been around here for any length of time, you know I am not a purple fan except for Halloween. Oh, I just stuck there in that one. So I don't use it very often, but I do make up for it around Halloween. Let me got it on the edge. Oh boy. Somehow I got that purple everywhere. How did I do that? I like purple at Halloween, but not quite that much. I just did it again. So that's how I did it. Mystery solved. Okay, let's put paint bristle. Okay, a little bit more somewhere. Okay. Whew. Got purple everywhere. Okay. Let's get that dry. I hope this turns out cute because I'm going to end up with 3 of them. Maybe I won't use the same transfer on all of them. Okay. Let's bring in our last color. I still wish they sold these little 2-ounce jars. Now, in full disclosure, this is a homemade storm color. I just happened to put it in an old 2-ounce jar, but so I'm just going to try to fill in most of the white space. But you can always go back in and add other colors or more of the previous color. I might brush a little bit. I'm just going to fill them all in with gray, with storm. It doesn't have to look pretty. It's going to be covered up with Crackle and your top coat color. You don't even have to cover in all the white spaces, but I chose to. Okay, let's try that one. So that's what your little sign's going to look like. And they're all going to look a little different. Like I did skinnier, longer strokes on this one. And then this one's got a little more gray base to it. So let's add the Crackle to this one. So you do want to let your coats, all of your coats, dry thoroughly. And the longer your paste dries, I mean, it's always going to stay water soluble, but I think the longer, the longer dry time it has, the less it's going to move on you. Like if you since you're adding another wet medium on top. So if you let it dry for a good amount of time, it'll become a little more resilient to the extra moisture that you're adding. So I'm just using a foam brush. These aren't normally my favorite way to apply, but I think it'll work well in this instance. So you want to just try and it's not going to be full coverage. There's a little bit of resist to it. Try not to overbrush it because you may start to mix your paste colors together if you reactivate those. Hi, Miss Bonita. Oh, don't ever worry about being late. Just glad you're here. We're playing with the Crackle medium. So I actually pre-planned. So I had the same boards in 3 different stages. So this one was plain, and I just did the background layer. This one was painted, and now we're adding the Crackle medium. And I will let this dry probably for 24 hours. But you can see I painted this last night with chalk paste, and I just added the Crackle medium, which is very wet, but it did not reactivate my paste. But I tried really hard not to totally overbrush. I don't think, like, there's some orange that bled into the purple, but that may have been there last night. And again, it's going to resist just a little bit. Can you see where in this orange where there's little pits in it? So it's not going to be a solid coverage. There's going to be lots of little pits and grooves. That's, I think, the magic of the Crackle. So then this one we're going to add paint to. So if you want to see how I did this one, you'll just have to go back. It's just one of the 5x7 wood pieces that comes with that you can get separately, or it comes with the A-frame. Okay, so now I need to decide if I want to use chalk paint or chalk paste. I'm going to put this, well, I'm not going to put that one away. And then we're going to paint these 2 as well. I think I'll use Waverly paint on those. I don't think I'm going to do them orange because I want to add felt flowers and I want those to be orange. So, and then I think we're going to paste that on there. So, maybe I should use vanilla. I forgot to get my black out. Okay, I think that's a bit too creamy. That's a little bit more creamier than I want. I'm just gonna go get my white chalk paint, I think. Let me go get my white paint. Blah, blah. Oh. This one. Let's just focus rubbing. Okay. My big honkin'. paint out. I got the Big Daddy, although I won't need that much. Bonita says, did I miss you painting the wood pumpkin? Nope. These are I just did these the other night. I already have them stained, well, faux stained with this, the antique wax. And then I added the Crackle the other night after I did the wood pumpkin cutouts. So no, I don't think, no, I'm still going to paint those. I have not done anything with those yet. Okay, so let's get some white paint out. I will probably need to add water because it's double C thick. Put that to the side. Let's add some water. No, I forgot I need to get a paintbrush. Okay. That one. Just trying to find a paintbrush. Just use this one. Okay, so in our instructions that I was reading the other night, let's go back through those. Avoid, oh yeah, tools, pressure, using a brush, apply Crackle, I already did that, paint in linear strokes, using, oh wait, let's say, paint choice, yeah, that didn't, so I know you need to try not to overbrush because that will ruin the Crackle effect. So let's experiment together. Let's hope I don't run this. So let's add our paint. Hopefully I didn't water it down too much. And I'm not for sure if this is as immediate as like using the Elmer's glue. Oh, yep, I can already see it starting to work. So I think the only difference is the drying time, and of course price, but I got way too much white paint out now. So I can see it already starting to crack. If I don't clean this up, I will end up wearing all of it. You see it starting to crack already? Look at that. It's pretty cool. And you can see all the different colors. There we go. That's really neat. And it's those instructions said natural drying time is the best. So it's really cool. You know, if you want to stick to the Elmer's glue method, you can. I don't know. I haven't ever done it that way. So just, you'll have to make that choice. But I know Dixie Belle is a really good product. It works great. It just isn't going to be, because Benita, clarify if I'm wrong, but when you use the Elmer's glue, it has to be wet, right? So it's, you put your paint on while the glue is still wet, and as the glue is drying underneath the paint, that's when it crackles. That's really cool though. Okie doke. Let's put all this paint back in. I thought I was going to need a lot more of paint than that. So let me put this back in. Because I'm going to use different colors for my pumpkins, I think. Benita's, yes, she says yes. You put the paint on the Elmer's glue while it's still wet. So I think it's a cool product. You'll just have to decide in your own mind whether to stick with Elmer's glue or use Crackle medium. And if you want to use Dixie Belle Crackle medium, then you get to choose whether you order it from my chalk site, or if you have a Dixie Belle local retailer like Bonita and I do, then you can choose to buy it from your local Dixie Belle retailer as well. Okay, let's see how many paintbrushes I can dirty up this evening. I don't know if you can see the colors. The colors are very vibrant outside of the camera. Like I can really tell that the colors are underneath there. Okay, so let me get 2 more paintbrushes. 1, 2. And then we will paint the pumpkins. So I think I want a moss one, and then I think I'll use cashew moss. Then I think I might use some ivory flowers with it, because I'm going to put some little felt flowers here. Bonita says she loves her some Flipping Fabulous. And then I'm going to use cashew for the other one. I do too. I do too. Okay, so this one is, again, just one that I stained with some wax. Well, hopefully that wax, we'll see what it does with the Crackle, but it does have a light coat of Crackle on top of it. So I'm just going to dip my paint into the moss, and we'll see what happens. I'm hoping that the antiquing wax didn't mess with the Crackle medium, but maybe it did. I don't see it working. I don't see much, but that doesn't mean anything. Maybe it could have been that the wax was there down first. Good point, Benita. She says, just so y'all can see, I didn't water down my paint this time, so it's a little thicker, so give it some time. I can see where the crackle is. Whether it's going to work is, so let's maybe water this one down a little bit. Let's see what happens. No, that's totally dried up. This one's a harder paintbrush. If not, we'll just have really pretty painted pumpkins. That one's working in a few spots. I can see it. The green, however, so I can see a little bit right there is working. So it's working a little better. And then there's a big strip right down here. This, I don't know. Let's experiment. It does say to let it dry naturally if you can, but let's just see if we can hurry it along a little bit. Yeah, you're right, Bonita. That was where my paint was thinner. So there's a tiny bit, and maybe as it dries naturally, it'll crack a little more, but maybe I didn't add enough crackle, but you can see it there. It looks really good. Really, really good. So those instructions that I was reading off, and I'll post those, I'll probably post those in my group. Those are from Ken Hess, from Ken's Creations, and he was in his directions was saying that mineral-based paints are going to work better than, say, acrylic-based paints or pastes. So take that. What if I try using a clean wet brush on the green one and try to activate it that way? I would need a clean wet brush. Let's see. How many brushes can I use this evening? A 1, a 2. dry that one. Clean up my mess. I don't think it's doing anything different. Well, I might just sand it down a little bit. I mean, it was more linear than it was. Yeah, they're more linear cracks than all over cracks like this one. Okay. Oops. I don't think that's dry. Let's see what happens when we add heat to this one. I'd like to chalk on it tonight, but I don't know if that's going to happen. We may have to chalk on it on a later date. Yeah, it's still really cold, which means it's still wet. But we know what now you can really see all the different colors, and that the camera doesn't even pick up all of the colors. It's really cool. It's going to be really cool when I can chalk that on it. Fun. So as you can see, we did this one how long ago? And it's still really goopy. Like the bottom has dried a little bit, but this top is it's still really tacky. So yeah, it needs a lot of dry time. So you'll just have to make that choice whether you want to use Elmer's glue or, and I may experiment off camera to see what would happen on a scrap piece if I painted over this while it's still super tacky, but I doubt that it's going to work. But yeah, so that's what we ended up with. This one isn't bad. I mean, I don't mind it. I'd like it to be a little more crackled like this one. But that's okay. And they're all probably going to turn out different. Let's go ahead. So I'm going to let that one sit for a while. I think the longer your paste sits on the surface and cures a little bit, the better it's going to be. So it's not going to reactivate as easily. That's still really wet. So with that, we have used the product, we have tested it, and then I will probably, we can just chalk on all of these on Friday. I'll dig out some other Halloween transfers and we will get all of these chalked. I may add some flowers to this and we have some more projects done. Let me go ahead while, where am I? Clear nails. So I mentioned the other products. This one is Sea Spray. It's a texture medium. If you have, let me go grab, I don't know where my gator hide is. Let me go grab one more thing too. I'm going to figure out where my gator hide is. I don't know. I thought I put all that stuff together. So this is a Dixie Belle product. It's the Sea Spray Texture Additive. But if you prefer like the Fusion Mineral paint line, their version is called Fresco. And then I believe, what's the third company? There's another product. Oh, Salt Wash is also a texture additive. So you could use Fresco, you could use Sea Spray, or you could use Salt Wash. And then the other product, I don't see it. I don't know what I did with it. It's called Gator Hide, and it's a sealer. I thought I had all three of those together, but I don't. Oh well. Denise says she's really excited to try it. So if you want to order any of these, or if you want to look at the cart link, it is in the description of the video. And then I have the my chalk site listed right there. I don't know if you want to. There you go. You can see it really good. Looks super fun. Okay, let's go to. I just want to remind you about the Club Couture for the month. It's the Bold Botanical Print. I've done a couple of projects with that. So our pumpkins that we did the other day, like we did this pumpkin, and I did this pumpkin, and we did this pumpkin. Super cute, all the same transfer, just different colors. And then last week we did, you can kind of see it, it's right up there. So it is the actual kit. So you get the B-size exclusive transfer. You get 2 paste singles, 1 shimmer harvest and 1 papaya. And then you get the watercolor paper panel, and then you get the wood magnetic display rails. So that is a subscription kit that comes monthly to your door. It is $21.99 for a 3-month minimum commitment, but you can cancel at any time after your 3 months are up. If you are a Perks member, it is a little cheaper to join, and Perks members this month can, oops, not that one. Perks members can enroll for $10 this month. As a Perks member, you get a $20 product credit, and you get 30% off retail pricing all of the time. And as a promo this month, any customer who spends, for every $50 that you spend, you get a free pumpkin treat bundle. So it comes with the transfer and the chocolate shape. And you can order up to 10 of those bundles with every $50 spent. And then if you've ever considered becoming a designer, this month you can sign up for $10, and then the starter kit is half off. So instead of $99, it's $49. And that white framed chalkboard that you see in the middle, that alone is a $48 value. So you're pretty much getting everything else for free this month. So it would be a great time to sign up to be a designer, and you can always get 40% off of products. So if you've been wanting to make some Christmas gifts and your wish list is way bigger than your wallet, that would be me. You might consider either signing up for a Perks membership or a designer access pass. Jason says those pumpkins are one of your favorite projects ever. Beautiful, thank you. Okie doke, with that, I'm gonna sign off. I had it under an hour. If I wouldn't have talked so much, it would have been a lot shorter. So with that, I will see you on Friday. And I think, going forward, I think I'm going to change from Monday to Wednesday, and I wasn't even very good about that. I'm going to change to Wednesday and Friday, and then hopefully add in a weekend. Weekends should just get away from me. So, but I definitely think I'm going to change to Wednesday and Friday going forward. I always have a weekend hangover on Monday. So, yeah. So with that, I'm going to sign off for the evening. I hope you have a great rest of your week and a great weekend. If I don't see you on Friday, thanks for hanging out with me this evening, and I will see you in my next crafty video. Thanks for watching.